Welcome back everyone to another video on F1 Manager 2023. We're in Season 2, the 2024 season, so we're now in the future in this simulation, so it's no longer a Mclaren simulation. Last race, we had an okay-ish result. We could have gotten better, but we are here. We can get a good result. We got, what was it, P7 with Lando getting 6 points. Oscar Piastri P18 because of a strategy mishap. That's fine and all. And in the time that I have recorded this first race and this one, we've had an update. This is basically me working ahead as much as I can because I'm going on vacation. I don't want to leave you guys with anything left over. So if you want to see more of this kind of content, let me know in the comments, like or subscribe. Any one of the three. Pick whichever you want. Pick none of them if you want. I'd appreciate if you pick one. But if you pick all, you would be an incredible person. Not that you're not. Okay, I'm getting way off track. Anyway, let's get into seeing what has happened in the update. What has changed because of the update? Where we stack up and where we are, because it's been a few days for me. For you guys, it's been 2 days, so you're not gonna have to worry. But for me, it's been a few days. Let's take a look at what has happened in our inbox. Had an inspection completed, everything looks good. Feature race for F2, Oliver Behrman wins in F2. Isaac Hajar gets P3 and Clement Novlak gets P2. Pretty good, looking very great. What else? We've got an improvement in the design center, which means we can upgrade a lot more stuff to start out this season. What do we have in the works? Warehouse. What is it looking like? What is it looking like? You have suspension, underfloor. Wow, we've got a lot of stuff that is being developed. Warehouse, rear wing. We're on spec 2 already. Which is a massive downgrade compared to what we had. Wow, was it that much before as well? I feel like there's something is gone. Okay. That gives us an improvement, but it loses us in brake cooling and dirty air. Okay. I mean, this is just a major upgrade on everything. Suspension is newer. Underfloor was a massive one as well. Side pod. We have a major one in the works. Front wing we checked out already? We did. Yeah, we did. Okay. It's looking good. Let's go to car analysis. Let's see where we are. Where we stack up. Our medium speed is where we are struggling. Now, what car part is causing that? Apparently our chassis, which is losing out in the airflow middle. Now, what does our new chassis get us in airflow middle? Oh, it gets us a... What is that? That gets us a 4% increase in airflow middle. Okay. I should have probably checked out everything before I went into looking at everything. Our front wing... Ooh. Our front wing doesn't look all that great. Our rear wing is average. Our side pod is very good. This is one we did a lot of research on, so we can afford to do so. Oh wow, underfloor medium speed is looking like an absolute. Oh wow, okay. So suspension and underfloor are very much struggling. But our airflow front is very strong. Let's go to warehouse, suspension, core attributes. Whoa, that's an 8% increase on what we had before. It was a massive improvement on the floor compared to our previous one. Ooh, so we're sacrificing a considerable amount in terms of airflow middle in this particular scenario for the airflow in the front. Okay. Might have been a slight misjudgment. That's already on a new spec. And here we lose out on airflow sensitivity. Ooh. That might not be an as massive of an improvement as we expected. Although there is a massive improvement in terms of outright cornering performance. Okay, lifespan we can just forget, but it does get us a massive improvement in airflow middle. It's good. Okay. Now, what is still in the works? All this is, so the underfloor and suspension will be completed for this upcoming race. We'll have one new chassis for the next race. Driver development, adaptability for Oscar Piastri goes up, accuracy goes up for Oscar as well. That is good to see. Théo Pourchaire, his smoothness increases. Tom Stallard has low morale for some reason. Okay. Peter Byington has an okay affinity with Lando. And that's okay. Randeep Singh needs some development. Okay. We're good. Let's go to pit crew status. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to check something. So, I don't know if you guys heard it on the microphone, but I was getting a lot of noises coming from my phone. What that was I'm recording this at the time that we have the sprint weekend for the Austin Grand Prix, the USGP, Circuit of the Americas, in real life 2023 season. So that is the reason why you might hear some stuff, because I talked to my friends about F1 related stuff. If you want to hear me talk about F1 stuff, let me know. I love to talk about F1 just in general. It gives me a lot of okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put them on gym training. And we'll put them on gym training as well. Or we'll put them on drills. Balanced. What that will do is it will... It will bring them very close to everything, and then they'll be resting up. That's good. Or we just put them on balanced, and I'll just... You know what? I'm gonna try and make it so that we do reduce the pit stop times, but we won't go too overboard just yet. Think it's important for everybody involved. Now, we have a lot of stuff that is coming up for upgrades. ATR period starts day after tomorrow. So our factory and wind tunnel have been refurbished. Probably for next season we will upgrade everything. Okay. Now, let's put on our first spec components on all our newest spec components on all cars where we can. Apparently we don't have that many getting developed. Suspension is finishing up just now. I think we will just go. There we go. There we go. Underfloor is completed. That is completed. So next are the components such as we will have a front wing completed for the upcoming okay, how about I pump in the 1.8 mil right now, and then I put 4 at normal speed for 900k. What that'll do you know what? I'm not gonna make it so that we need to have them coming in ASAP. 16 days. So that will have one car will have both upgrades for Melbourne. I think that's the best way to do it. Let's go to warehouse. Let's go to front wing. And I'll put that one on. And I think we will start off our upgrades based on car 1 chassis. And then we'll see what we can gain. We'll put on 0.5, 10, so we can do 8 upgrades. Okay. So right now, this gives us the second best car just in general. I'm thinking we focus on cooling performance and drag reduction. I think that might be the best option we have at the moment. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll gain some, and then we'll just do the intense. That'll be 28 days. They'll come in before Baku. So then we can develop it in time. This intense will get us a lot of expertise. Our next is the front wing. Put in another 10 there. And you know what? We're not going to touch there anything. I'm going to pump it in here, and then I'm going to increase these guys. That way we gain some level of expertise, and it makes an improvement to our dirty air tolerance. Maybe we minimize the changes there, and I think we'll go with that. Just so that we get some minor improvements in every aspect. And we'll do intense there as well. We'll put in 6. No, we'll put in 4 there. 4. We'll put 4 there. Intense yet again. Now, we need to be now careful that we do not overspend. Okay, I need to take a look at where we are. Staff, engineering team. So for now, we can get a little bit more engineers, and I think we'll do that. Our underfloor is on both cars, right? So chassis, front wing, we've got in the works. Rear wing, underfloor, and suspension. Those are the ones we're working on. Okay. Rear wing. There we go. It leaves with 50. I think I'm gonna put rear wing on 20 and this on 1 hour. And okay, I'm gonna put it that way. Yeah, our rear wing is very, very good, but we need these two to be the main ones where we want to improve on. And I think we'll focus on these. Drag reduction. And we'll bring this down. Okay. I think I'll tone it down a little bit in terms of everything. You know what? I think I'm gonna decrease this just 1 click in each direction. It gets us some level of improvement. You know what? 3 to 5. That's how many races we're gonna try to keep it on right now. Or, you know what? We're gonna let them add a little bit extra weight, because It is anyway one of the better components for us. Because that does bring... It still reduces the weight for our car, but it increases our lifespan of this rear wing. So that's a good shout, I think. And I think we'll go with that. And we will put it on 4 yet again. And we will not be rushing. We will not be putting that on intense. And we have suspension. We'll put suspension. Put that on 15 as well. Okay, we will increase the weight a little bit there. And where do we lose out the most? Okay, low speed and medium speed. That's where we need to focus on predominantly. So we can afford... I just don't want any losses in performance. I just don't want any losses in performance. I want, like, overall, a consistent improvement. We're losing out a little bit there. I think we'll do that. We lose out a little bit in high speed, but we'll make that up in a different component, and we'll just bump it up altogether. Think for now we need to stop focusing on all other components. And our final component is the underfloor. That is the last part that we're already on. And we'll not put too much into this. We'll leave 20 left over for the next two. And we'll do that. And we will probably go into high speed performance. You know what? No, we'll go on low. We will focus on just overall performance. We'll just reduce. We will not change the minimum lifespan of this. Just have no improvement. We'll just leave it as is and just go with it. And we have normal, and we can't really rush any more of people into this, so we're done. This sets us up for the races after Saudi Arabia pretty well. So with that, let's get into the first two races of this season. Now, I haven't changed any liveries or anything. I know you might be expecting me to do something like that. But honestly, not really in the situation to be able to do that. Let's go to the warehouse and let's switch on to the correct specification cars. We'll run the new specs where we can. I feel like we owe it to ourselves. So only the side pod is where we are still on a spec 1 side pod. We're already getting very close. Anywho, let's go to the performance start. Let's take a look at where the car analysis is. I think now that it's been fixed, so we're the 5th best car on the grid, just in general. The team we're fighting for in the championships are Mercedes, Alpine, Ferrari, Red Bull. We're basically fighting everyone ahead of us at the moment until we get a clear picture of who is where. Now, Alpine has made massive gains, so if we can get Alpine, if you can beat out Alpine in certain aspects, we're good. And we are beating them in medium speeds. We're matching them in high speeds. Sorry, we should probably take a look at the car that is on the newest spec components. Really? Does the chassis make that? I think the only thing that they are different on is the chassis. Our chassis is so good. Hold up. Does our chassis make that much of a difference? Wow, okay. So our chassis, that one single difference of a chassis makes a massive difference because powertrain, they're the same. Chassis is the massive difference because the rest, they're all on the same component. Yeah, they're on the same component in terms of everything else. So it's just, wow, that performance deficit is literally just the chassis. Well, let's go to Ferrari. We'll change it to car 1 for both guys. So Ferrari, we beat Ferrari with Lando in every aspect of the car. But you know what? We should probably compare with the main spec because that's the car, that's the low point of the car, right? So we should be beating Ferrari. Barely. We don't stand a chance against Red Bull, so Red Bull is the leaders. Mercedes, we should be beating them in the high-speed corners, but we are gonna lose out in the medium speed barely, and mainly the low speed. Alpine, we should be beating just overall. Williams is a little of a dark horse going over in the regulation changes because look at this, look at the performances. They are doing very well just overall. Haas also pulled a blinder in terms of medium speed. Wow, they're the fourth best car in medium speed. AlphaTauri, we are beating them in every aspect except for our acceleration. Alfa Romeo, we're beating them in everything except for acceleration and brake cooling. And Aston Martin is not that far off from us. But we are losing out. We do beat Aston Martin in terms of our Spec 2 car. Our Lando's car is basically beating the Aston Martin in just two... Wait a minute. Wow, okay. So we're good. I think we can probably put in sponsor targets that we should be able to get in the Q3 with at least one driver. They want 2 drivers in Q2. Ooh. Qualifying, get in top 12 with 1 driver. That should be doable. Finishing position, top 12 with 1 driver. Yeah, let's do that. We're not going to do any guarantees just yet until we are very sure that we can do it. So let's get into the race. Take a look at our facilities. Suspension center comes in 8 days' time. It's an upgrade. Our factory should probably be our next major thing that we try and upgrade. Followed by wind tunnel and CFD. So then we get Spec 3 in every aspect. Race simulator is something we should focus on at some point, but I think we're good. Everything else looks good. Maybe tour center. You know what? We'll put tour center upgrades into the works and let's get into the race. We have waffled long enough. Let's see, half an hour of waffling. Let's get into the race and see what we can accomplish
in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, exactly, Crofty. I have not changed the difficulties. If you're new to what has happened in the 1.9 update, mainly there has been a massive showing of basically now throughout the weekends, throughout the weeks, car up analysis will show the actual position of the car. Now I've left all the difficulties on default. I'm not changing that because I don't trust myself, to be fair. I am not an expert yet. So I've left it at default. I'm just not touching it. Just for my sake. Let's get into the race. Let's simulate FP1. If you've never been here before, we simulate all FP sessions as long as we get over 80%. P8. Oh boy. Okay. Might be something very iffy. Let's run that setup. I mean, we have a... That's a terrible setup. Jeez, okay. Still mid FP2. If after FP2 we do not get a good setup from both guys, 70 and 62, we need to manage FP3. Yeah, we need to manage FP3. We're not in any situation right now to get into the 90s just yet. I mean, we should be able to get into the 80s, 90s with this, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to send them out on our own run plan. Okay. FP3, we'll get a good view on how these guys are running. I mean, 3/10, not bad. They're now on the same spec, but Piastri is on a faster, a slower spec car. So Norris should technically be beating Piastri in this scenario because of a massive gulf, that massive difference between the two cars. But it's looking like Lando's hards do play a role in terms of what these tires can achieve. I mean, they're very close. Very, very close. Norris is beating it from time to time. Yeah. VSC. We're good. I think we're fine for now. VSC is ending.
Virtual safety card.
We should be getting
Make
our
sure
first set of...
stays positive.
Copy.
BSC ending.
Confirm.
And they're heading to the garage. Okay, it's an 87. Think for driver preparation's sake, I'm not gonna touch this setup too much. Just one small change. $76. Oscar just going out again just to see what happens. I mean, the Williams, look at that. Williams really did a blinder here. I think we need to be careful for Williams because Williams just might have gotten a car that could challenge for some podiums. I would not be surprised, honestly, if Williams does challenge for podiums. Just overall. be fair, I think Mercedes is also something to watch out for. Ferrari is of course someone to watch out for. I'm curious to see what kind of race we're gonna have because the first race was very interesting. Aston Martin had a pretty tough session, tough race. They finished the races, but both the drivers finished in 14th and 16th. So I'm curious. I really am to see where these guys can achieve, what these guys can get to. Just overall, to be honest. It's also an 87%. Okay. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get it in time. I mean, I'm hoping, but I doubt it.
If we can have a balance check.
Satisfaction is good. It's not
Yeah,
great.
copy.
I mean, this should be better, but if it isn't, it isn't. You know, I'm just not gonna... 78. I mean, that's about as good as I think I can get it, honestly. Track acclimatization is good for both these guys. I mean, I think Lando needs a little bit more acclimatization.
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
So I think we need to be careful. Norris does, in the end, finish with a faster time, but does show some promise. But let's not forget, we were running on a very reduced set. Okay, Oscar's confidence is now a little lower because he was running on a different setup. I mean,
Let's hope the teams took full
we
advantage.
could
of
have
action.
just not edited the setup at all. Honestly. I think I'm gonna revert to the 87%. Just not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna let him drive the setup he is comfortable with. We'll do the single runs to see the beginning scenario, but then we'll see.
Okay, Oscar. So the track will go green now.
Yeah, Oscar goes out first. He is gonna struggle.
Remember, the delta needs to be negative at the end of the lap.
If you could keep your pace up on the in-lap.
Yep. Currently at P6 at the moment. So call the car box.
Yeah. First set of runs are not particularly flattering. I feel like Lando absolutely needed an extra
Yeah,
run.
currently P5. So just confirming boxing and back into the garage.
Yeah, confirm.
4/10 off
you
his
are
teammate
P11.
is not something
That's a decent lap. That's a decent lap.
I expected, but it's looking pretty good.
This lap.
I think we're through into Q2 with both drivers. 4/10. I mean, the top 5 does make it. And Oscar's through. Perfect. We're into Q2 with both drivers. Oscar didn't get shafted. So I'm gonna run them on an old set for Q2 to start out. I'm gonna put them on a double flyer. Just so that they get a decently quick runs in. And I'm gonna start with Lando this time around. Yeah, she goes right behind Sainz. I think he's gonna get a decent tow. Norris gets a very average run. Piastri doesn't exactly
So that's a P3.
good run.
So we're happy with that lap. Box, and call the car. Yep, confirm.
And then we'll
That's
put them on a new
P13.
set now.
Okay, look after the fuel on the way in.
Yep, copy.
And I'll tone them down, both down. You know what? No, I think Oscar needs a new set. Lando needs an old set.
So currently P5.
Yeah, Oscar's out. Oscar is out. It's unfortunate. I mean, that is the difference we expected to see.
P14.
But also, Albon in the Williams does not get out of Q2. So, I mean, we kind of expected it. We've gotten our sponsored objectives. Now we've got, so our qualifying targets, we've met everything. So we've got the 400k already in the bag. Finishing position is the one that we need to be careful for next. Okay, this one we need to leave for next race. We didn't get P14. It's unfortunate. Lando will go on a single run on that old set first, and then we'll do another run on a brand new set. Okay, Lando getting a very lean
P1.
run. Very close to Sainz. Okay, were all of them on an old set of tires? They were. It's good to see. They were on even on a little slightly newer tires.
So you've taken the flag.
Lando also got held up slightly. It's unfortunate. He did have a worse run in Q3 than he did in Q2. His Q2 time would have gotten him into P8, so it's not that much of a difference. We do have enough sets of softs to run in the Grand Prix.
Time has almost come for
Now,
our drivers
this is
to
one of
fight
those
out
races that
wheel to wheel.
did get a slight update in terms of the strategies that you could run. So a medium soft is the strategy that is acceptable. We will run medium soft for Oscar and soft medium for Lando, because I think they stand a lot more to gain from that.
The drivers
Anyway.
are lined up on the grid here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, preparing for 50 flat-out laps under the lights. And there's
So let's
always
see
a
what we
sense
can
of
do
excitement when it comes to
in
We're
general.
now moments away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Now, we're
And
starting...
it's lights out, and away we go.
Okay, we're starting out very well. I think we'll go a little aggressive with both drivers. Just to start out, we'll push the fuel. And we'll see what these guys can do. Lando... Oscar is being pressured a lot by Zhou and Gasly. So if Oscar can just catch up to Ocon ahead, it will be good. So Gasly and Zhou fighting each other is very good for Oscar, because they're keeping each other a little busy. Okay, Oscar does lose out. That is fine. Ooh, Hulkenberg. Okay. We just need to be a little careful here. I think Lando... Oscar does lose out. We need to keep in mind that Oscar is on a very much of a spec that is the 5th best car on the grid. So not being in the points is not like barely on the edge of points is the most we can expect from him. Lando, on the other hand, is on the 2nd, maybe 3rd best car on the grid. So we need to expect a lot more from Lando. Just in the long run. We're not going to overdo it with terms of fuel. But I think we'll be fine. Okay, how are the tires looking? Yeah, okay. So Lando is way better on his tires than basically everyone else on the softs. Oscar is better on the mediums than basically everyone except for Alonso on the mediums. So, we're good. Lando is doing a very good job. Okay, let me just take a look at the strategies, because if we pit Oscar to the hards right now, how much slower is he? 11 seconds. Now, track details. What is the pit lane time loss? 20 seconds. Now, with a safety car, that should get cut down by a considerable amount. I feel that should be cut down by a very considerable amount. Lando's times are not exactly losing out. Lando is still running the 133s. Oscar is also very much running the 33s. Okay. I think it's strategy time. I think we're gonna put Oscar onto the hards right away and run him to the end. And just hope for everything. Alternatively, we could put Oscar onto a set of softs and then pit him again. Alternative for Oscar is that we put him on another set of softs. Which would not reduce that time by as much. But he would be on a faster tire for most of the race. I think we're gonna go for it. We're gonna pit Oscar onto a worn set of softs so that we have 2 sets of new softs in case of a full-on red flag. Russell is out. You know what? We're gonna cancel pit stop. We're gonna pit maybe the next lap.
Now we've got an incident here, and as I understand it, George Russell's involved.
Now Mercedes is out.
Virtual safety car.
Delta positive.
Yeah. Copy.
Okay, just a versus safety car. We're gonna go pit with this. So Oscar is gonna go into the pits. He comes out right behind De Vries. He does lose out considerably, but now these guys can push the fuel.
Copy. We can
And
drop the
VSC is
coast for
ending
now,
now.
pick it up later.
Okay, confirm.
And it's De Vries pitting the lap right after. Which means we can go a little longer with both guys. Gonna ignore this for now. We're gonna go a little later. We will pit now. That's where we're gonna pit. Okay. Okay, Oscar is now in a position to fight Tsunoda. Pretty sure we're on a good strategy with both drivers right now. Okay, Oscar's entered his pit window. He's gonna be on the softs to run to the end. Okay. Okay, he's gonna pit 44%. I think we'll pit him now onto the brand new soft. And he's on a brand new set of softs. Lando is in P5 on merit, I think. It's not exactly catching. I mean, the Williams is an absolute rocket ship on this track. I mean, Lando with DRS is very much someone to be feared, basically. You're gonna conserve a little bit. I think Oscar, I spent a little too long on him pushing. I'm gonna go deploy mode for the rest of the 5 laps and go a little aggressive with both drivers.
So we are low on battery at the moment. Confirm.
I'm gonna put him on neutral now. With 3 laps to go. Going to top it up, and we're gonna deploy it one last time. Just to finish. Just to finish the final.
Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's winner.
We have checkered flag now.
Happy 16 for Oscar. It's unfortunate. I think he
That's
was
a
on a
really
decent
missed
strat. I think he
opportunity.
could have just not pit, honestly. He could have gotten up there. As the secondary pit stop did lose out considerably. I thought he could get enough out of it, but I think it's not something I expected to see, but okay. Lance Stroll gets a podium. Surprising. Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen fighting for the championship. I mean, when have we said that before? Right? When have we said that before? Constructors Championships, we do lose out 1 position to Aston Martin getting 25 points. Jumping up 6 positions. I mean, that's where we expected them to be. I mean, Williams is up there. 6 points. Crazy stuff. Pit stops. Doing very, very well. Which team? I think we're the fastest. Yeah, we're fastest by just 1 singular point over Red Bull. Beating out Mercedes, Ferrari, Alpine. Looks good. No major errors, but it's pretty decent. I think we're good for now. 3.5 million. It's a good amount of money that came in. Now, Australian Grand Prix. Oscar needs to do well. We want Oscar to do well. We've got a bunch of upgrades coming at the moment. Yeah, we have a bunch of upgrades coming. I believe they will be in chassis and front. Chassis will be in by Melbourne, so they will be on the same spec. Side pod. First major side pod is coming in for both drivers by Melbourne, which is good. I'm okay with going on a single spec, even though we have no backups for components. I'm okay with going for it. I think I'd rather retire the car, save up on some wear, than go for it, kind of. Okay, suspension simulator has been upgraded. Very nice to see. Let's get on to the next race. ASAP. Front wing has been manufactured. Let's go towards seeing. Side pod is coming. The rest were good, I think. For the rest of the components, I think we're good. We'll intervene. Might be better to intervene in this particular scenario. Okay, let's go to cars. Let's see where our car is now. Okay, with Oscar, not on the new spec. But we will now be putting both guys on the newest spec car. I believe we're now on the newest spec in for everything. Yeah, we are. Perfect stuff. Let's take a look at the car analysis. That looks very good. Looks pretty promising, let's be honest. I mean, the best car in low speed, the second best in high speed, third best in medium speed. That puts us at the second, maybe third best. Let's take a look at what other teams are doing. Ferrari, still not anywhere where we expect them to be. Red Bull, we beat Red Bull in low speed. We're finally beating Red Bull in some kind of outright performance. Mercedes, we beat Mercedes in every aspect except for dirty air tolerance, which is surprising. Alpine lost out quite considerably. Williams is okay. Haas looking decent. AlphaTauri, just acceleration is where they beat us. Alfa Romeo, acceleration and brake cooling. Aston Martin. Okay. We should be going toe-to-toe with Aston Martin this time around. I think we can finally try for this. Okay, to the race weekend.
It's wonderful to be back down under for the Australian Grand
The Australian Grand Prix is looking like something we need to be careful about. Our preparation is very good. Let's do give them a setup. Right? We should probably give them a setup. Okay. Simulate FP1. Wow! I think that's a first, seeing that. 65-76, that's looking good. Let's go with that. And I'm going to change just this. And then we're going to simulate that as well. Okay, that was weird. Okay, 92 and 82. It's very good. Our percentage is about the same, so... Wow. I think we're probably going to get into 90s with these guys this time around. Okay. And... P4 with Lando. I mean, this is a testament to show how insane the grid order is. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams in the top 8. I mean, there's only 3 teams that are not doing incredibly well. That's AlphaTauri, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, and Haas. That's it. 95, 87. Okay. The confidence levels are about the same.
Welcome everyone to...
Looks good. Let's just go with it, right? Oscar runs 0.1 kilo of fuel more? That's weird. So he uses a little bit more fuel. That's very weird. I don't know why you would do that, honestly. Okay, previous race in Q1 we had Oscar go out first, we go Lando first
Radio
this
check.
time around.
Radio's loud and clear. Just keep an eye on that delta. So just confirming boxing and back into the garage. Confirm.
I mean, those are 2 very, very good runs. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. pretty sure once we see one of the Alpines. Okay, wow. Okay. I think we don't need to go out. This is very nice for us. And we're not going out. We're happy. We're totally happy. I mean, if we did another run, we could have probably improved slightly, but not by much. I don't think. I mean, I think that's the first safe Q1 that we've had that's actually been safe. Like, it's not even close. I mean, the tire wear on these components is very good. 94, 93 after just the single runs. I mean, that's brilliant.
Just keep an eye on the delta. The delta needs to be negative at the end of the lap.
Yeah, okay.
I could recharge on and box this.
Piastri probably needs to do another run. I mean, they both need to do another run. Let's be honest here. I mean, I think Lando is through. I think Oscar does need a run. There we go.
That's P4.
Okay,
I think we're good. I think we're the outright second best car right now.
The fuel on the way in.
Yep.
I mean, I'm liking our chances, just overall. Okay. Yeah. We're through. Wait, is that a Ferrari out in Q1? Q2? Carlos Sainz is out. Wow. There is for the first, I think this is the first time in its entirety that there is not a single Mercedes in Q3. Lance Stroll is the only Aston Martin making it through. Wow. I mean, Lando has used a single set of soft tires for both Q1 and Q2. I mean, I hate to say it, but I think we are in for a treat of a race. I really think so. I think we're in for a very good race.
Currently P2. That's a good lap. So call the car and we'll box. Confirm.
I'm gonna send Lando out right away.
Currently at P5. So we're happy with that lap. Box and call the car. Confirm.
Okay. Can we save 2 sets of soft? Are these guys gonna make it? No. No. Okay, Oscar isn't improving all that much.
Okay, Oscar, that's a checkered flag.
I mean, P5 and 6. To be fair, I don't think we expected this Just in general. Can we be honest? Didn't think we were gonna expect this either way. I mean, both guys did their best runs in Q2. And even then, those runs would not have gotten any higher than this spot. Just putting that out there. So, I mean, this is probably as far as we could have gotten. Lance Stroll is doing a very fine job. I mean, in reality, not so much, but in the... I mean, did Carlos Sainz just have a very bad run or something? Because it seemed, and Alonso as well, because like, seeing their teammates being third and fourth just means that we should have been a little lower even. I mean, both Williams are in the top 10. Wow, this Paris on pole, by the way. So this is looking like a very interesting championship, if I do say so. If I may. I think we'll go for a medium hard for both drivers. I think... I mean, a soft hard is not that much slower, honestly. I mean, it's 2 seconds slower. You know what? Let's see what we can do. I mean, we could probably run a little bit of an aggressive medium run with both drivers. Let's be honest. They both could just run an aggressive medium, and then they would make it. Let's do that. Let's put them on a slightly full push. Not a full push, but like a mediocre push. Medium run. Then switch them on to the hards.
The fans here in Melbourne are all set. Get ready for the Australian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And we'll put on the battle assist.
Use overtake.
Perfect.
Okay. Piastri and Norris need to work on their defending. Let's be honest. They're losing positions off the starts, but they're making up the positions later on. That's where... they are losing out. To be honest.
Pretty hot, mate. Confirm.
Okay. Oscar needs to get into points. We need Oscar to consistently be there when he's on the same spec car as Lando. If Lando scores points, we need Oscar to score points. If Lando loses out on points... okay, we're gonna put them on standard now, so that they can run.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
Perez is out from the lead.
But
What
this is
happened? What happened?
Let's have a look then at turn 6. Pushing
Oh,
a
the
bit
tire
too
deficit
hard
is
at
there
this
as well.
point. And you can see how the cars come together. Now their confidence will have taken a hit with that.
I think Verstappen is actually going to be out of the race. How is Verstappen looking? What is Verstappen? Does he have damage? He doesn't seem to have damage. No penalties given. Okay, it was just a racing incident apparently. I'm curious to see what he pits. Verstappen needs to pit, and he is now plumb last of the runners.
So VSC
Hey.
ending. Confirm.
Okay, ahead of us, all soft runners. So they are gonna pit a little earlier than us. Now we know the safety car probably helped the soft runners here. We know that for a fact because the soft runners just need... Ooh, multiple cars have crashed. Hamilton,
We've got a yellow flag here.
Signs off. Reports of debris.
and Sainz. Oh, wow. Sainz having to pit. Hamilton is out. Hamilton also gets a 5-second penalty, which means he's going to get a grid penalty for the rest. Norris is in P3 and fighting for the win. He's making progress to go for the win. Okay. Oscar will go to the hards, just as planned. The crucial thing is Lando. Lando could potentially go to the softs directly. You know what? No. No, he's not going to go to the... Lando is going to go to the hards, but he's going to go to the hards with in mind that he needs a massive stint. Just full aggression stint. Oscar will go into the pits, just as planned. Lando will not. Because Lando still has pace. Okay. Oscar onto the... He loses out of position, but he gains the position back. I mean, let's go balanced with Lando now. And see what they can do. Okay. Cards. And aggression.
So, box.
Okay, box is flat.
Comes out in P4. Just... how much is that? Just 4 seconds off of Alonso and Verstappen. Now, Verstappen probably needs to pit still. Yeah, Verstappen and Alonso both need to pit still. Which means... I think we have the de facto lead. Who's our nearest competitor? Our nearest competitor is Leclerc. Yeah. I think Lando could actually win a race this... I think Lando is in for a win here. Alonso absolutely needs to pit. Verstappen absolutely needs to pit.
There's a yellow flag now.
Okay, Magnus gets a 5-second penalty. Meanwhile, VSC. Does Oscar have a set of mediums? No, he does not. Okay. That means we need to see if a set of softs will get him to the end. If he goes now. It will. But this set of hards will absolutely get him to the end. So I think pitting, not the best idea
2 secs.
at the moment.
There's been a crash.
VSC. Keep the delta positive.
Yeah, confirm.
Okay.
So VSC ending.
Okay.
Yeah, confirm.
Piastri. Show us what you can do. Alonso gets the fastest lap of the race. Can... Do these both of these guys have the pace required to make it further? That's the main thing. Magnussen,
That's
fastest
not
lap
looking
of the
good for
race.
Charles Leclerc.
I mean, there's an investigation. Gasly and Leclerc, no penalties. It's fine. 13 seconds. 14. I mean, they're gonna make it. Gasly gets fast lap of the race. Oof. I think Norris has won this race.
We'll get to the top of the temp window on these tyres.
Confirm.
I think Norris has won this race. I think we're about to get our first win of this career. And it's Lando Norris starting his final lap of the race. Oscar Piastri, just a few seconds adrift from Tsunoda. We could beat everyone out. Albon is in P3 fighting to keep hold. Alonso is there trying to make up some positions still. Let's not forget what it is. Lando Norris putting in the work, putting in the race, and Lando Norris wins.
What a job, mate. What a race. Amazing. Hey. Good one for the team. Well done, everyone.
That is incredible stuff. And Oscar Piastri, that just misses out on P7 by a second. Didn't really have the pace required.
That's the checker flag.
Verstappen showing that he's
So that should be
Verstappen and comes in ninth.
We were there when it mattered.
Not a
Thanks for
fastest
again.
lap
Massively
though.
appreciate it.
Fast
Been a
lap
pretty
goes to
positive weekend.
Gasly.
I'm happy with the progress we've made.
We've made a lot of progress, absolutely. Double points finishes. But crucially, a win on the board for McLaren. What a race. What a race.
What a remarkable drive by Lando Norris today.
An inspired strategy from the team there. What a well-deserved win that was.
It was absolutely a well-deserved win, and my goodness, was it incredible. I mean, Fernando Alonso and George Russell making up 11 positions, proving, to be honest, that the cars were just, they just had a botched run. I mean, incredible. We had a double DNF of the two top guys, Perez and Hamilton. And that brings Lando Norris into a driver's championship fight. With everything involved. I mean, that puts this into three teams, four if you can, honestly, four different teams fighting for the top step. And we are actually just 1 point adrift of P3 Ferrari, getting 29 points. Not as much as Aston Martin though. Aston Martin getting 30 points with their comeback drive. We've got a podium and a win to our hand, to our names. Beautiful stuff. McLaren, fastest pit stop with Lando Norris. I think that pit stop single-handedly put us on the map. because it was 2.2 quicker than the next fastest pit stop. Beautiful stuff. Puts us at the top of the fastest pit stop championship as well. With 78. Great, incredible. We just had a mistake in the lowering the car with the jack delay. It's a mistake, it happens. But we are absolutely happy with it. Still 3.4 million. And I think we've met all our sponsor targets this time around, except for the fastest lap. And I think we're gonna replace our components where we need them. This rear wing will probably need to be replaced for the next race. And with that, thank you guys for watching this incredible race to start off this season. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and get out of here.